From cracks to courage. There I was, staring at the distorted reflection of a stranger in the cracked mirror of a dingy motel room, my heart pounding with both fear and realization. This stranger, with weary eyes and a tangled mess of emotions, was the person I'd always dreaded becoming, the person who had seemingly lost their way amidst the chaos of life. But as I gazed deeper, past the fractures that seemed to symbolize my own brokenness, something shifted within me. The fragmented image began to merge, not into the person I feared, but into someone who had the potential to change not just their life, but the lives of others. The journey to this moment wasn't easy. I had hit rock bottom, stumbling through a series of setbacks that seemed to mock my every effort to rise. Job losses, failed relationships, and a sense of overwhelming inadequacy had driven me to this place, both physically and emotionally. But it was in the depths of this despair that I discovered a flicker of resilience, a stubborn flame that refused to be extinguished. I realized that the cracks in my reflection were not just scars of failure, but proof of survival, and I was still standing, ready to transform. I began to share my story, initially with trepidation, on social media platforms where vulnerability is often met with judgment. But to my surprise, it resonated. Others who felt trapped in their own cracked mirrors began to reach out, finding solace in the shared struggle and the glimmers of hope that came with it. I was no longer just a broken image, I was a beacon of possibility, leading a community of those who dared to embrace themselves, flaws and all. Together, we started a movement that celebrated authenticity, challenging the notion that perfection was the key to love and acceptance. In the end, it was the very person I feared becoming who became the catalyst for change. The cracks in my mirror, once symbols of everything I despised, had become the foundation of something beautiful and empowering. The lesson was clear: true strength is born from vulnerability, and self-love is the most powerful force of all. And as I stood there, in that dimly lit room, I knew that my journey from tragedy to triumph was just the beginning, not just for me, but for everyone willing to look beyond their own reflections and see the possibility of who they could become.